Yes, I'm going to do fruit brulee. So it's a bit like a so the creme brulee is the the crispy sugar topping on things. Can be a little bit too sweet at times. So what I'm going to do is show you a very simple way of creating little fruit brulees. Now, what I'm going to use is that I've got here some nectarine and so stone fruit. I've got nectarine, it's all like a fine. And you just basically cut them in half, take the stone out. Now you can use plums, peaches, anything you like, really. As long as you've got a little well in the middle, because that's where we're going to put the filling. So they're basically little stuffed fruits with a crispy top on. But again, a bit like the ham and eggs, very simple. But once you've got it, you can do all kinds of things with it, which I'll hopefully show you as we go. So what are we going to need for this one? So I've just got a little round because it's going to need to go into the grill and we need to keep it sort of upright. I'm going to make, I'll do 4 of these. I've got 4 halves of nectarine. In fact, what I'll do, I'll put them on the board so you can see. Now, basically where the stones come out, there's like a natural little hole. Now, just to show you that things can go wrong and really do go wrong, and it really doesn't matter. My first attempt at taking them out, I absolutely butchered this nectarine. So it got absolutely torn to bits. And I was thinking, uh-oh, I've got 10 minutes till we're going on and I haven't got these done. But then I thought, you know what, it doesn't matter. They still taste the same. Okay, it might look a bit different, but it really doesn't matter. You've still got the fruit and it's still there. So it really doesn't matter what happens. Just go with it. So we have our little bits of fruit. Now, what I'm going to add in is some soft cream cheese. Now, I've got here vegan cream cheese because my wife can't do dairy. But you can use any type of cream cheese. So vegan cream cheese, gluten-free, whatever. It all works exactly the same. And all we're really looking to do is get sort of a scoop out and into the hole that you've created. It just literally just sits in the hole. And we'll do that with each of them. And if you want to pile it a bit higher, it's fine. So the cream cheese, obviously, it's not sweet. It's got a bit of tang to it, but it just adds a bit of extra interest, and it takes away it being a bit too sickly rich. Now, once you've got these with the cream cheese on, what I find is that depending on what you've got, type of fruit you've got, they tend to wobble about a bit, and sometimes how am I going to keep them upright? So a little trick that I do is we'll take a little bit of tin foil and roll it into a tube, and then you just literally make a hoop, and you've made a little nest for your fruit to sit.
That's brilliant. Love that.
So when you put it into the dish to go in the oven, it'll stay upright and it's not going to fall over. It just helps, and you can do that with all kinds of things. I do it with a jacket potato or anything. If they're wobbling over, just make a little foil nest and it works. So what I'm going to do is a little bit of caster sugar. Now, caster sugar, you probably normally use brown sugar for a creme brulee, but I'm just using caster because I want it a little bit lighter. I don't really want the too much of the colour, so just a little sprinkle on the top, just so that there's enough to create. When you put it under the hot grill, it will colour up and crisp up nice. Now that on its own is great, and you put them under the hot grill for couple of minutes maximum, and you have these beautiful, again, they're just one what you could bite, you could hold them and eat them, or you could, they're a great little dessert. Well, what you could do with these things then is start to play around with the flavors. So what's really nice is if I take the one that I massacred, unfortunately, and I'll show you some different ways of doing them. So in that little hole, before you put the cream cheese in, put a little bit of vanilla in there. It could be either the pod or a bit of vanilla essence, or not extract, in the bottom before you put the cheese on. It's a nice little surprise, right? But one of my favorite things, and I'm not just saying this because I'm talking to you, maple syrup.
We are very familiar, yes.
This is I love this stuff. I use it on everything. So I pour a little bit of this into the hole, and then put your cream cheese on top. And likewise, also, if you do the ones without, you pour the maple syrup on afterwards as well. But what I like about this is you get a little bit of warmth within the maple syrup, and it just creates that sort of hot cold, which is just delicious. So you can put all those inside of these. Actually, what I do love as well, a little bit of chili flakes on top. You can, as a young about, chili flakes, but a tiny bit on top just gives you a little bit of crunch and a little bit of heat that's delicious. And another way to change these up a little bit is before you put the sugar on, just get some chocolate. It could be dark chocolate with flavors in. Ginger chocolate's delicious in this, and just grate a little bit on, and then put the sugar on top, so you get like a melting of chocolate. And again, it works perfectly with vegan chocolates. And the thing I love about when you're doing anything with chocolate is so many flavors of chocolate that are around that you're going to like one of them, and use that one. It could have lime in it, it could have coconut in it, it could have anything, but they'll work. And again, if it doesn't matter. It's fine. Nothing's gone badly wrong. So these little beauties, again, you can make these way in advance, and you can either have them made and under the grill, so literally stick them under the grill, put a nice crust on, serve them straight away, or before you put the sugar on, you can keep them in the fridge for ages, and you can freeze these quite happily, and then bring them out, put the sugar on under the grill, and you're ready to go. They're a brilliant little bite, a bit like the ham and eggs. They're an easy, they create their own little dish. So why not? Why would you not use it? Now, if like me earlier, you're having trouble getting the stones out, and it can be quite hard. I enlisted the help of my wife because I was getting to the point where I wasn't able to get them, and my hands were struggling. So she came and did them. And what's great about that is that we're both now have made this. So she feels like I help with that. And I don't know, because my wife does not like cooking. She doesn't like it. And so me cooking is brilliant, but she doesn't find cooking that interesting. But with the way that I need help now, it's bringing her into it, and she's starting to enjoy it, and my girls are enjoying it, and I think that is so much a part of creating again these memories of new memories that you've got of enjoying things. Because let's be honest, when you are struggling, when you are suffering, it's hard to find those moments that are the ones you want to cling on to. But if you can create them with a bit of food, and there's nothing more simple than really sticking some cream cheese in the whole of a fruit, then a bit of music blasting, you get these under the grill, bring them out. Great little treat for at the end of a party. If you want to go a bit adult, which you can, what's really nice to put in the bottom is a little bit of liqueur. So maybe what would be a peach schnapps, obviously would be delicious in the bottom. Little bit of gin works really well because it just goes really nice with food. But again, try different things. Obviously, make sure you don't give the ones to the kids that have got them.
Right. Yeah.
Otherwise, it get quite interesting.
Label that.
That's the beauty of these. Do different things. Why not? Just look at what you've got. And if you want to go a little bit fancy, a little bit of, once they're out, a bit of mint on top, a little bit of mint leaf is delicious. Also, what I love with fruit is a bit of fresh basil. I don't know what it is. You call it basil?
Yep.
Yeah.
Basil. Yeah.
So that again is lovely on top. Adds just a little bit of an extra flavour, or a great bit of lemon zest sprinkled on top. Again, it just all lifts the thing up. So the basic one is really just three things. It's the fruit, the cream cheese, and sugar. But then you can start to add little things, extras to each one, and they become different dishes. So they might, they're going to look different and they can taste different, and no one will ever get bored of it. And neither will you get bored of making. That's what I really love about these things. So again, literally put them in the dish, in their little containers, under the grill, couple of minutes till the sugar's gone nice and hard, and you're done.
Beautiful. Brilliant. A couple things. I mean, first, you're an honorary Canadian now, with the maple syrup, big jug on the table. Love it. And, I love how simple but exciting a dish like this is. And I think it's an amazing reflection of a lot of your other recipes and just your approach to cooking in general. And then we had a couple comments, just really appreciating how you've used food and cooking to bring the family together, right? And you've used even such a simple recipe, but to get the whole family involved. And I think we talked about this earlier in our little chat. Some of your first and fondest, memories of cooking and food with your mom and your dad, and how important that is to you. And so it's amazing, to see you, bring that back with your family now. Ian, I can't thank you enough.
Sorry, with my mum, she was very much, you can't help it, you can watch. And it was like, okay, well, I just sat on a stool and watched. And I soaked it in. And now with my own children, it's like, well, they can do more than that. They can get involved. Because I need that help. I need the times when they're going to need to carry things for me or move things. But I don't want them to feel like all they're doing is moving things. I want them to feel like they're actually involved as well. And I genuinely think, and I don't know whether it's true or not, but I think food tastes better the more people are invested in it and the more people feel part of it. I think you just think, actually, well, I made a bit of that as well. So it's great. So, putting that dish in front of them, they actually, you help me with this, you help me with that, we all made this. Isn't that brilliant?
Yeah, I couldn't agree with you more. Wonderful statement and a wonderful book, Cookfulness. Check it out. I think it's an amazing Christmas idea, or even if you get it beyond. We're going to provide the link, the Amazon link, to find this in the description. But I'm sure you could just, type in Cookfulness, Ian Taverner, a therapeutic approach to cooking. You're an inspiration. Thank you, Ian, so much for joining us today.